Well, well, well. Look who it is.
Before we can get started today, we have to do a little dynamic warm up. So when we do our dynamic warm up, the first thing we're going to start with is our knee hugs. So just like in the video here, we're going to take one knee and pull it towards our chest. We're going to pull up, pull up. If you guys want, excuse me, if you guys want a little bit more of a challenge here, what you can do when you pull up is you can come up onto your toes just like that right there. Up on the toe. Make sure you keep your core nice and tight here. These are our knee hugs. Next up is our leg pulls. We're going to be pulling the leg back on the same side and we're reaching with the opposite hand. So you can see right there, pull and reach with the opposite hand. Switching sides, we're going over to the other side. Little front view for you so you can see what I'm actually talking about. Pulling that opposite leg, reaching with the opposite arm. Super important that you reach opposite so you can get the full system working. This next one is a knee drive. We're simply driving this knee through, driving that knee up towards the sky. As you can see, I jump up on my toe. It's the same extension as the last one, just coming up on that toe makes things a little bit more challenging, opens things up. But as you can see on this side right here, you do it without jumping on that toe first. So you get a little warm. And then when you're ready, you come up onto the toe and drive up. Come up onto that toe at the same time when you are driving that knee up to the sky. Next one is a hip circle. So you're bringing your knee out in front of you, going around. Big key for this one is to make sure that you keep your hips square to the ground right there. No matter what you're doing, front or back, make sure that you are keeping those hips nice and square to the ground. Now you can see I'm going backwards here, front and back, keeping those hips square. And I just changed directions. I'm going backwards first and then bringing it around. It is really important that you do both directions and you don't get stuck in just doing one. Next one is just mini jumps right here, just getting small little jumps up and down. You're just getting your ankles ready to go, your feet ready to go. After 10 on both legs, you're doing 10 on individual legs, one at a time, left, right, left, whatever you guys are into. Not super high, you're just doing it. This next one is similar to the knee drive, but you are coming up into the sky. They are skips. If you want to do it like I just did, you can do it that way, or you can do it the traditional way right here. 10 total. Moving on to the next thing. We have tiptoe walking. Pretending you're in high heels, pretending you're about 1.5 inches, 2 inches taller, walking around for 10. This next one, duck walking, heel walks. Same thing, you're just walking around on your heels instead. Might be a little bit painful, so make sure you have a softer surface to do so, at least initially. This next one, you're getting into a lunge, and then you are reaching to your foot with the opposite hand. So right here we have our left foot coming forward. We're going to reach with our right hand, keeping that opposite arm up to the sky. If you notice, I'm looking back at it so you can see if it's vertical to where you are. It's just another quick, easy cue that you can do while you're in the moment. Next one is high knees. I'm doing it stationary just because I do not have a place to go. If you do, please do it. These next ones, heel kickers, kick your heel to your backside. Again, you can do those stationary or moving. This next one is a dead bug. You're going to have your hands to the sky, your knees to the sky with your feet off the floor, and you are dropping opposite arm, opposite leg. Super critical that you have a flat back the whole time right there. If your low back comes off the ground, then stop. That is too low for you, and next time go a little bit lower. This is a really challenging one, so don't get frustrated if the first couple times you try this, that low back comes off the ground. Keep that core tight, and as you practice it, you will get better and better. This bird dog right here is just the opposite of that dead bug. We are again reaching in front behind us, opposite arm, opposite leg, keeping that core tight. You want to avoid a huge slump in your back. Things should be really aligned here. Don't rush through these. These are not speed ones right here. These next ones are called Frankensteins. What you're going to do is you're going to kick your leg out straight in front of you, and with the opposite hand, you're going to come around and try to touch that leg as it's kicking out in front of you. Great one to do before you warm up. It will help get the body moving. 10 total, 10 on each side. Make sure you do these for your dynamic warm up. Now, these last ones are called leg swings, and they're exactly how they sound. You're going to grab something. I have a chair here in this example, and you're going to swing your leg back and forth from side to side. I just did it 10 times just to show you how it was. Here it is. I'm switching sides so you can see the left leg now. And be careful when you do these. You don't want to kick the object that you're holding out in front of you, so be mindful of that. Just loosen up the legs, swing it side to side, 10 on each side.
Alright guys, the first thing we got today is a 100 up race. It's going to be you versus Mr. C. Remember when we do our 100 up, our hands are 90-degree bend the whole time, and you're going to be doing high knees as you go, okay? On your marks. Hands set. Go! $50. $100. No way, you beat me. I was way too fast for you guys today. Woo! Number one. Now, let Mr. C catch his breath. Man, that was a good race. That was a good race. Second thing we're going to do is our broad jump. Now remember, broad jump, we got 2 feet on the floor, and we're going to see how far we can get with just our feet, with just one push. I need you guys to practice that 9 more times with me, so if you didn't go, you have 10 broad jumps. Let's do it. Two more. And 10. Whew. Man, you guys are jumping far. Now, last thing we're going to do today is a little flexibility test. We're going to take a pillow, and what we're going to do is we're going to put our feet on either side of that pillow and extend it out. And you're going to see how far beyond your feet you can touch on that pillow. Make sure your knees are flat the whole time and you're bending at your waist. Let's see how far Mr. C can get me. 1, 2, ooh, 3, ooh. Oh, man, that was about 3 inches past my feet. Ooh, that was super far. Can you guys get farther? Why don't you guys practice on your own for a little bit? Have fun. Alright guys, for this, you're going to need a pillow for your starting point. You're going to also need some items to rescue. I've got Mr. Elephant here, I've got my socks, I've got a ball. Ideally, I would like you to have as many things to rescue as old you are. So if you're 4, you're going to have to rescue 4 items. If you're 10, you're going to have to rescue 10 items. If you're 100, well, you're going to have to rescue 100 items. But luckily, I don't think anyone's that old here. So get ready. Get as many objects as you want. I'm just going to do 5 for this example so you guys can see what happens. This is a relay race. I'm going to start at my starting position. And when I say go, I'm going to run and I'm going to get 1 object at a time. So, go. I'm going to run. I'm going to get my first object. Bring it back to my starting spot. I'm going to go again. 2, 3, 4. I've only got 1 more. 5. Whew. After your 5 are done and they're rescued, brought back to the starting position, you're done. Now to keep track of how fast you guys went, I need you guys to get a timer out and time yourself to see how fast you were. Alright? Makes sense? I want to hear how fast you guys were. Make sure the objects are on opposite sides of your room so you can get some speed and some moving. Have fun, guys. Now that our day is over, there's one big piece to track and field that we haven't covered yet, and that is your flexibility. How flexible are you? Okay, now, since our day is over, now is our time to work on our static stretching. So we're gonna sit down, and the first thing we're gonna do is just sit nice and tall and lean forward. We're gonna hold a nice, comfortable stretch, nothing too crazy, for about 30 seconds here. Afterwards, you're going to feel nice and relaxed in your hamstrings, the back of your leg. And it's important to have this flexibility for track and field because you need it as a runner, as an athlete in general. That's about 30 seconds. Next one we're doing, we're bringing one leg up behind us and we're pulling it back and we're standing up and up nice and tall and we are stretching our quad. Again, how long are we going to hold this for? That's right, 30 seconds. Next up, we're going to switch sides, doing the exact same thing. Whew. Ooh, this one is tight for Mr. C. His leg. Whew. Remember to stand up super tall here. Get the full stretch. Last one that we're going to do, we're going to set up with a wide stance. You're going to take one hand and you're going to reach to the opposite foot. And at the same time, the other hand's going to reach for the sky. So it's going to look something like this. If you want some visual cues, make sure you're looking at your hand and seeing if it's going straight up to the sky. After a couple seconds, we are switching over to the other side. Okay, last one that we're going to do, we're actually going to go back on our knees. One foot's going to be out in front of us with a nice 90-degree bend in our knee. This is our hip flexor stretch. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our belt line, we're going to bring it towards our chin, so we're going to tuck it up, then we're going to slide forward a little bit and activate our core. That's going to give us a nice hip stretch over here. Super important if you're running or moving a ton. And if you're sitting a ton and not getting active, this is going to tighten up and it's going to create all kinds of back issues. So we've done 15-20 seconds on this time. You guessed it, time to switch to the last side. Same thing, bringing our belt line up to our chin. We are sliding forward just a little bit, keeping that core tight. You should feel it right in the front of that hip. We're only going to hold this for 15, 20 seconds, and you guys are out of here today. All right, guys, have a good day. See you later.